If you're making a pojagi stained glass window hanging, you might want to applique shapes onto it. So for example, you could take this little pumpkin and you could put a smiley face on it to turn it into a friendly jack-o'-lantern. Well, today I'm going to show you how to do that. Welcome to Epida Studio. My name is Elizabeth and I help you make beautiful things with quilting, pojagi, and embroidery. So today I'm going to show you how to applique shapes onto a stained glass window hanging, and I'm going to tell you some things that you need to look out for and be careful of when you are doing that. So for my sample, I have this pumpkin. This is a brand new pattern that I have coming out, and it looks great just as a pumpkin, but if you love Halloween, you might want to customize this and put a little face onto it. So that's what I'm going to be doing on this one, but the same process applies to any other shape or design. I'm just going to tell you at the end something that you do really need to look out for. So I'm going to be doing this applique with paper-backed fusible web, and there are a couple of different brand names for this. One really common brand name is Steam-A-Seam, but there are other brand names for this. So what this is like a fusible web product, but it has paper on one side. And so what you're going to do on the paper side, you're going to draw or trace the pieces that you want. So I have these templates to make the smiley jack-o'-lantern, but you can always just draw your own if you want. The thing that you want to be careful of is, because this piece is reversible, we're going to want pieces for both sides, pieces for the front and pieces for the back. And these ones are symmetrical, but if you draw your own, you're going to want to make sure that you have two that are mirror images of each other, because you want to make sure when you put it on the front and put it on the back, it lines up so that it is all reversible. So with these shapes, I don't need to worry about it because they're designed that way. But if you wanted to, for example, put some teeth in the smile or add some other shapes, you would want to make sure that your two copies are reversible from each other. So once that is traced onto your fusible web, you trace it onto the paper side, then you're going to just roughly cut it out. Don't worry about cutting on the line. And then following the instructions that came with the package, you're going to fuse this onto your fabric. So I have some black fabric. I'm going to take these shapes to the iron and fuse this onto the fabric. So now these are fused on, and we can see I cut them a little bit more at the ironing board just to fit them all onto there. So now that they're fused on, we're going to cut it out right on that line that we drew. So I'll cut out all the pieces and then they'll be ready to be fused on. Now that all the pieces are cut out, if you want to do an extra little check, you can take the corresponding pieces, so I have two eyes, and put them paper sides together and just line them up to see if you need to do any tiny trimming, but just make sure it's going to line up, because at this stage you can still easily correct that. And so I can line this up and see on the smile there's a tiny bit extra on the edge of the smile, so I could just trim that down. And to be honest, if it's like a millimeter, 1/16 of an inch, that's not going to be that big of an issue, but you really want to look for glaring pieces that don't line up. And now is a chance that you can check that. So now that I have that done, I'm going to put one of my faces to one side, and then I'll take my other face and I'm just going to put it on my pumpkin and figure out where I want my pieces to go. So I'm laying it out there. And then once I'm happy with the alignment, then I can just peel the paper off, and now this web is on the back. So this is the fusible So peel that off, and then with an iron, I will be able to just press it with an iron and fuse it down. But once it's fused down, you can't peel it off and move it again. It's there pretty securely. So you do want to make sure that you have everything in the final place before you fuse it. So I'm going to go and fuse this down on the ironing board, and then I will show you the next step. These pieces are now fused on, and you'll want to follow the instructions on your package of fusible web, because there might be different temperatures for different brands that are recommended, or steam or no steam. So I'm not going to tell you what to do, because there's little variations. So follow the instructions on your brand of fusible web that you have, but they are all be able to fuse on with the iron. So now that that's on, we're going to be putting our piece on the other side, and this is where it's a little bit trickier to do. So if you have a light box or light source, you can use that, or you can take this and put it in a window. If you put it in a window, you'll clearly be able to see the pieces shining through to the other side. So you can put it there. Now, some brands of fusible web, they have that when you take off the paper, this piece is tacky, and you can stick it on and move it around. And it just is kind of like a Post-it note, temporary light adhesive to hold something in place. And that just helps hold it in place so you can put it on and pick it up and take it to your ironing board. Now, my brand does not have that tacky side, so yours may or may not have that. So when I'm taking mine to the window, then I might want a little bit extra just to hold it in place. So I will take it to the window, and then I'll be able to see the face shining through, and then I will just put a dab of glue from a glue stick, and then I can line that up. And when I can see that that eye, for example, is lined up with the eye on the other side, then I can put it on, and then I will be able to carry this to my iron where I can fuse it on permanently. So if you have a light box or light source where you can lay it flat, that will be helpful. If not, just take it to your sunny window, but you'll be able to see so that you can line up these pieces with the pieces on the other side so that your window hanging is totally reversible. So line those up and then fuse those on with the iron, and then there's just one more little step to do. So now that it's been fused onto both sides, it's totally reversible. We're just going to want a little bit of edge stitching just around the shapes to hold it in place and just help secure the edges. And you can edge stitch this a number of different ways. You can use straight stitch, you can use a zigzag or another decorative stitch. I'm just going to use a straight stitch and stitch around the edge of the piece, but stitch in about 1/8 of an inch from the edge, just to make sure that you're getting the edges of both pieces. Because as careful as you are, there might not be 100% lined up all the way around. So if you just stitch in from the edge a bit, that will make sure that you hit both the front and the back pieces. And of course, if you miss a piece, then you can just go back and stitch that section again. And in this situation, I would probably use a matching thread. So I would use black thread for this, because this is not supposed to be noticeable stitching. This is just to help secure that part on the piece. So I'm going to go ahead and do that stitching. So I've stitched all the way around the edge, and I used a dark gray thread, so you might be able to see it a little bit. I just stitched around each piece. Now on the mouth, if I turn that around and you look closely at the stitching, you can see that my mouth didn't line up exactly as much as I wanted them to. So I'm just going to go now on this side and stitch around the edge, just to make sure that the edges of both sides are held down securely. And in a window, this is not going to be noticeable at all. I just want to make sure that everything's held down securely. So this piece is now totally reversible with a smile on both sides. That just gives it an extra special touch. So if you like this, you can check out this pattern, the Friendly Jack Fall Pumpkin, and you can make one of these for yourself. But this technique does work for any shape or any design. The only thing to keep in mind is that when you put your piece on, when it is hanging in a window, these applique pieces are going to look black or at least very, very dark. So even if you had a Christmas tree and you appliqued a yellow star onto the top, when it's in the window with the light shining through, that's going to look very dark. It's not going to look shining yellow just because that section has a lot of layers of fabric. It's the layers of fabric that give it the stained glass look in the window. So just be prepared for that before you start adding on a bunch of pieces and you think it's going to look a certain way and you find out in the window it doesn't. If you're making something like a table runner or clothing or something else, then for sure you'll be able to see the colors just the way it is on the fabric. But in a window hanging, it is going to look black or at least very, very dark. So have fun playing with this and embellishing your pojagi reversible patchwork pieces. If you make something, I would love to see a picture of it. So send it to me so I can see what it looks like. And for more tutorials about how to do this technique or other ideas for ways to use it, you can find all that here on my playlist or at my website, epidastudio.com.